Joining us now is Simon Sandoval-Moshenberg. He's the attorney for the man mistakenly deported from Maryland, Kilmar Abrego Garcia. Mr. Sandoval-Moshenberg, thank you so much for joining us tonight. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Good to be here, Rachel.
Let me start by getting your reaction to the Supreme Court's decision in this other case and ask if you have any sense of what it might mean for your client.
So the Alien Enemies Act does not apply to Mr. Abrego Garcia. Right now, it only applies to Venezuelan nationals. Mr. Abrego Garcia, of course, is a Salvadoran national. I'm very worried for many of my Venezuelan clients. I have several clients who've been falsely accused of being members of Tren de Aragua. One because he has a tattoo of baseball and is from the state of Aragua, for example. And they've formally accused him of being a member of that criminal gang. And the only reason they hadn't moved against him was the temporary restraining order entered by Judge Boasberg. So we're very, very concerned with what they're going to do in his case and several other cases as well. But Mr. Abrego Garcia's case is not directly impacted.
In terms of Mr. Abrego Garcia, this has captured the imagination of a lot of people around the country. I watched footage of protests in every state of the country, and I feel like I saw your client's name a lot of times and people referencing his case. It feels profoundly Kafkaesque and almost inexplicable for the administration to be announcing that they mistakenly sent him to this prison and also that they have no plans to get him home. How do you think ultimately that this is going to resolve? What do you think the most likely course is in terms of his case and ultimately his fate?
I mean, I think the case resonates with people's basic sense of fairness. If you mess something up, you have to fix it. The government has at no time claimed that they were correct to deport him to El Salvador. They're just claiming that what's done is done. And they're now under no obligation to fix it, to bring him back, or to even, so much as pick up the phone and make a phone call to try. And that just doesn't make sense to, people in general. And, I think ultimately the Supreme Court is going to agree that that's not the way the laws are structured.
The Trump administration, including the president himself, has mused openly about wanting to send U.S. citizens to this prison in El Salvador. We've had reporting from the Wall Street Journal within the past week that not only does the Trump administration want to continue its relationship with El Salvador in its operation of this prison, which has created this unimaginable situation for all the people who have been sent there, but especially for your client. But the Wall Street Journal is reporting that the administration is looking to create similar arrangements with 6 or 7 other countries around the world, including places like Rwanda, where they want to send people who they don't want to incarcerate here. They want to incarcerate them abroad under the authority of some other country. Do you expect that they're sort of testing the waters with this El Salvador arrangement, but that ultimately they have in mind a larger regime along these lines applying to a larger number of people?
Yeah, I mean, they're the ones who turned this into a national case, right? I mean, this is one guy, father from Maryland, sheet metal worker. They deported by accident. I don't necessarily ascribe, that they did it intentionally. But then they're the ones who decided, once we sort of brought it to their attention, instead of doing what they've done in every other wrongful deportation case I've ever handled, which is just admit error and bring him back, they decided that they were just going to dig in their heels and raise their legal defense to this case is that it would be impossible for them to bring him back. I don't think there's anyone in the United States who actually believes that as a matter of fact. It's so clear, and Trump's comments make even clearer, that we have a contractual agreement with the government of El Salvador vis-a-vis this prison. It's not, we didn't just sort of drop him off in the country and then El Salvador, of their own decision, decided to arrest him and put him in their jail. We deported him directly into the prison.
Simon Sandoval-Moshenberg, attorney for Kilmar Abrego Garcia, ongoing case. We're following it closely, as are so many people in the country. Thank you for helping us understand tonight.
Thank you, Rachel.
All right. More news ahead here tonight. Stay with us.